Probably 10. 13. Hey, how are you? So one day down, more to go. She's on vacation this week. Something and it's busy. As soon as I get there at 8:30, it's like scrambling, trying to, because I don't, I wasn't there today, so I'm going to catch up on what I've tried this one. So no, I keep telling no. Don't you? I'll get it. You gotta let me know. I got it. Y'all got issues. Oh, that dizziness. That vertigo stuff. She's like, oh, your arms are messing up. Oh, that's
Where's your wife? Where's your
She's well, that's one way. Like, they will start your background. I think like this. That makes me nervous. Yeah, matches. Just let them have a check. Yeah. Somewhere, like in the bathroom, somewhere it needs to get Actually, I was doing something wings, fall cleaning, fall cleaning, spring cleaning, fall cleaning. Add it is next. So I'm going to add it next. She's trying to take Judy. Wait a minute, wait a minute. His brother and wife. This is Sandra Upson. Sandra Upson.
And I would like to call to order the Monday, October 13th meeting of the Southampton County School Board. We have all 9 of our school board members present, so we do have a quorum. Board members, the agenda for tonight's meeting was included with your materials. Is there a board member who needs to add an item to the agenda for tonight?
Yes, Madam Chair. I have 2 additional agenda items I would like to add. The first being under action items to identify actions in response to the Board of Supervisors report on the public school division.
So say that again. Action item was
To address actions that we should take following the receipt of the Board of Supervisors report on the public school division.
okay. Okay.
The second item I would like to add is a personnel item under closed session.
Okay.
Madam Chair, I also have 2 agenda items to add. Under matters from the board, the update from the CSEP meeting that I attended,
Okay.
and a personnel matter to closed session.
Okay. That matters from the board would be the CSEP meeting. And then personnel. Is there another board member who needs to add an item to the agenda for tonight? Then we do need a motion to approve the agenda as amended. We have a motion by Mr. Scott.
Second.
A second by Ms. Lane to approve the agenda as amended. The minutes from our previous meeting, the regular September meeting and the work session in September, those minutes are included in your board dockets. Are there any corrections to those minutes? If there are no corrections, then the minutes are approved as distributed. We're now down to recognitions. So Dr. Shannon.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining us at our October 13th, 2025 school board meeting. As superintendent, I'm very happy to see such a large group of dedicated and passionate individuals attend our meeting. I'm going to start with our students of the month. It is my pleasure to recognize and celebrate one of our outstanding students this evening as our student of the month. Each month, we take an opportunity to highlight a student who demonstrates exceptional academic effort, positive character leadership, and a commitment to our school's values. This recognition represents not only individual achievement, but also the spirit of excellence that defines Southampton County Public Schools. The principals will join me in recognizing our students of the month. Mrs. Devonda Gary, Capron Elementary School.
Good evening, board. Ms. Gary, in her absence, she is ill tonight, so she has asked us to read off her name. So I am pleased to represent Capron Elementary right now. The first student recognition we have is Autumn Langford. So Autumn, would you join us? Okay, so this is Autumn, and Autumn is a pre-K student at Capron Elementary School. She is a very loving student, always greeting staff with a smile and a hug. According to her teacher, Ms. Flight, Autumn has done an amazing job following directions, and she loves being a super friend. She is also a great listener. Autumn Langford. Our next honoree is Anna Patterson. Come on up, Anna. Anna is a new third grade student at Capron. However, according to her teacher, Dr. Artis, you would not know it because she has adapted well to the Capron Cubs' roar daily expectations. So good job, Anna. Okay, on to my school, Meharon Elementary. I have two fabulous Eagles that I'm here to call out tonight. The first one is a first grader, Mr. Zion Wright. Okay, so Zion was nominated by his first grade teacher, Ms. Mooney. Ms. Mooney states that he is a great role model for other students. He follows directions quickly and exceeds every expectation in and out of the classroom. I would like to add he's the youngest of the three Wright brothers, and I'm just very fortunate to have such a valuable, supportive Wright family with me at Meharon. So great job. My next student of the month is one of my fabulous fifth graders, Layla Joyner. Come on up, And that smile you see is what we see every morning when we get her out of the car and when we put her back in the car in the afternoon. So Layla was nominated by her teacher, Ms. Flight, and Ms. Flight wrote a whole bunch of nice stuff, but I want to say how dedicated Layla has been over her years at Meharon. She is the epitome of a hard worker. She's presented with a challenge, and she keeps that same smile, and she works hard. But the best thing is she will step up to help a teacher, a friend, anybody that needs help. We always know we can call on Layla, so she is our go-to girl. Good job, Layla.
All right, thank you, Ms. Fowler. Next, we have Ms. Susan Street, Nottoway Elementary.
Good evening, everybody. If I can please have Aiden Falcons come on up front for me. Now, you would not know this, but he is a third grader. I know his height may be a little deceiving, but Mr. Falcons here has started off the school year with a bang. When I say that he has come onto the blue hallway and just made a difference, he has made a true difference. And he is one of our students that has come in, he has gotten refocused, he is definitely dedicated, and he had a great start to the year. When I saw his name come up for the Student of the Month, I knew who I was going to pick for the Superintendent Student of the Month. So, Mr. Aiden Falkins, it is my pleasure to present you the Superintendent's Award. Okay, for my next student, it is Mr. Riker Williams. Riker Williams, come on up. Now, Riker is also a third grade student at Nottoway. Now, Mr. Riker has always been one of my upstanding students at Nottoway. He is one of those students that will always go through and help out any teacher, any friend. He is always holding open doors. He is just a role model student through and through, and so we are so lucky to have him every single day at Nottoway.
All right, the dynamic duo from Riverdale, Paul Key and Miss Amisha Warren.
Good evening, Dr. Shannon, Dr. Goodwin, and members of the board. We would like to present our Student of the Month. We have James Peffley to the podium. James J.J. Peffley is a pre-K student at Riverdale Elementary School. He's had an excellent start to his pre-K year at Riverdale. He's opened up and talks with his teachers and peers. JJ is a super friend who will always treat others with kindness. He is in Miss Bailey's homeroom.
If she would come up at this time. Danusari was nominated by her fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Taylor. Ms. Taylor noted that Danusari is a fourth grade student at Riverdale. She's an awesome role model. She's very polite and respectful and always willing to help her classmates. She works very hard and she's a model student at Riverdale. Thank you.
All right, thank you all. Next we have Southampton Middle School, Dr. Mark Garfield, Mrs. Tiffany Madison, and Ms. Jasmine Galloway.
Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Shannon, and everyone else. I'm going to start off with our sixth grade students for Southampton Middle School. First up is Jaden Daughtry. Jaden is a straight A student in English language arts. He works hard in all of his classes and is always willing to help his teachers and peers. He is very polite and always completes his assignments. An all-around excellent student. Let's give another round of applause for Jaden Daughtry. Next, for sixth grade, we have Ms. Reagan Bradshaw. Reagan actively participates in all of her class activities. She is very disciplined, she has excellent behavior, and she is top in her class from several of her teachers. She is very intelligent, respectful, responsible, and will always do her assignments and ask for more. Let's give Reagan a hand. Thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Shannon, Dr. Goodwin, members of the board, and community members. It is my honor and privilege to recognize our seventh grade students who are Student of the Month. The first student I'm going to recognize is Jason Taylor. Jason was nominated by Ms. Zalikoffer as history teacher. Jason always greets his teachers with a smile each and every day. He excels academically in his history class and is showing himself to be a true historian. He also demonstrates responsibility by being up to date on all of his work. And in addition, he is a great friend and classmate who is always willing to help others. Jason, we're so proud of you. Okay, next, I would like to recognize Miss Haley Cook. I don't see Miss Haley, but Haley always has a smile on her face. You can tell that she enjoys learning. She is very cooperative and pleasant. She gets along well with both teachers and peers, and she is a great helper to all. Congratulations, Haley.
Good evening, Dr. Goodwin, board members, Dr. Shannon, and the community at large. It is my pleasure to recognize the class of 2030, our 8th graders. First, I'd like to recognize Nyla Gray. Nyla is a well-rounded student. She strives for academic excellence. She actively participates in extracurricular activities, and she maintains an AB average in her classes. She is recognized this month for her citizenship. She volunteers daily to put the flags up on a daily basis. We recognize Nyla Gray on this evening. Next is London Stroder. London is another well-rounded student. She is a role model for all of her other students. Her history teacher, social studies teacher, Ms. Dickinson, says that when she's in the hallway, every time I see her, she is on her way to class. London is always punctual, and when she's in class, she doesn't hesitate to try new things. She never makes excuses and consistently challenges herself. She is an AB student. She's being recognized for citizenship for always, as with Nyla, she volunteers to put the flag up daily at the middle school.
All right, in Southampton High School, Mr. Jafar Baraka, principal.
Good evening, Dr. Goodwin, Dr. Shannon, fellow board members, parents, and community partners. I'm Jafar Baraka, and I'm the proud principal of Southampton High School. My student is a 10th grade student, and her name is Zamaya Beal. Zamaya is a joy to have at our school. Last year, she used to walk the hallways a lot because she wasn't going to class. This year, she's still in the hallways, but she's actually going to class, and she's giving out fist bumps, high fives, and she is always giving a smile. She is kind, excited, bright, and she is one of my most improved students. Last school year, she was always in my office for some behavior issue or something that she's having that she is not agreeing with in school. However, during the end of last school year and for the first month of school, Zamaya has made a full turnaround. Last year, she passed her Algebra 1 SOL with a 471. Zamaya is not perfect, but she is on a perfect pathway for greatness. We expect great things out of Zamaya. Zamaya Bill. Our second student, 10th grader, Carter Edwards. Carter was nominated by Ms. Katina Woodley as a Male Student of the Month. She stated that he is an introduction, she's in her introduction to child education class, and has demonstrated genuine interest in leadership, commitment, and to the vision of the class. His humor and authentic compassion for others has been an asset to our class. One of the cool things about Carter being in childhood education at the high school is that he actually attends the same program. He attended the same program when he was in 3 or 4 years old at Southampton High School. So this is a full circle moment for Carter. Carter Edwards. Thank you.
The Student of the Month program is one way that our division recognizes students for their academic performance, positive character trait demonstrations, and or extracurricular activity and performance. But not only do we celebrate our amazing students at Southampton, we also celebrate and recognize our employees for their hard work. So Dr. Shannon?
Sure, thank you, Dr. Goodwin. Tonight we're proud to recognize our September Employees of the Month for their outstanding dedication, professionalism, and commitment to excellence. Each of these individuals goes above and beyond to support our students, staff, and community. Their hard work, positive attitude, and willingness to make a difference exemplify the core values of our school division. We thank them for their continued contributions and for setting such a strong example of excellence in education. Ms. Hutchinson, our HR coordinator, will approach the podium and give the presentation to the board.
Good evening, Dr. Goodwin, Ms. Lane, board members. Thank you, Dr. Shannon. It is my esteemed pleasure to everyone present tonight, our wonderful community, the Southampton County Public Schools 2025 September Employees of the Month. First, from Capron Elementary School, we recognize Katie Holland. Next, we recognize from Capron Elementary, Ms. Raven Barnes. Next, from Meharon Elementary, we proudly salute Chantel Carter. Next, we excitedly recognize from Meharon Elementary, Gavin Edwards. From Nottoway Elementary School, our second year teacher, actually brand new to the game and doing an outstanding job, Miss Amani Gary. Also representing Nottoway Elementary, we have Miss Jerissa Clary. Next, we celebrate at Riverdale Elementary, Miss Fatima Begum. Continuing with Riverdale Elementary, we celebrate with Ebony Perry. Moving to Southampton Middle School and an outstanding math teacher, Miss Jacinda Gatu. Also at Southampton Middle, oh my gosh, this lady is everywhere and does everything, I'm telling you. Miss Jacqueline Barnes. At Southampton High School, brand new, joining our staff, and he's doing an amazing job. You should see his classroom, outside his classroom and his door, Mr. Michael right now. Also at Southampton High School, our amazing behavior specialist, Ms. Ashley Card. How would we ever get students to teach and do exciting and wonderful things without transportation? So we salute Patricia Clark. Food service. We salute Miss Daisha Gray. I was about to say. Well, at Central Office, right down the hall, a great person, a great friend, and a great finance director, Ms. Joy Carr. Next. Also from the finance team, doing an amazing job, Ms. Jamie Harrell. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the difference that you made. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. October is Principal Appreciation Month. And of course, this is the time that we recognize the vital role that principals play in leading schools, setting the academic tone, and fostering student success. We have amazing principals here in Southampton County Public Schools. So we would like to recognize our principals and assistant principals tonight. Dr. Shannon, anything to add?
Yes, I'm just excited to be the leader of Southampton County Public School Division and work with such wonderful principals. You'll be hard pressed to find any other principals, I would say even in the world, who work as hard as ours and who also garner the results. So I'm excited about our leadership here, and I'm just excited about recognizing our principals this month. So principals, thank you all so much for all that you have done and all that you continue to do for not only the students, but for the teachers and other staff members as well. Thank you.
No, we want the principals to come up to receive their baskets. No, we're not going to see you. So we want to see who you are. We want everybody else to see who you are. So you can tell us that you need to go closer to the podium so we get your names and the schools as they come on. Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Lord, how much they're going to drag this out.
So our intent is to recognize principals and assistant principals.
On behalf of the Southampton County Public School Board, everybody here, all students, families, everyone, thank you so much, principals, for all you do. And we are honored tonight to recognize Ms. Susan Fowler, the esteemed principal of Meharon Elementary School. Next, at Nottoway Elementary School, we have the amazing Miss Street. Coming all the way from the second largest school in the division, Riverdale Elementary, we have the co-principals, the tag team duo, Ms. Amicia Warren and Mr. Paul Smith. Continuing to round out excellence, we have Ms. Jasmine Galloway from Southampton Middle School. She serves as the 7th grade principal. 6th grade principal. Next, we have Ms. Tiffany Madison. Ms. Madison serves Southampton Middle School as the 7th grade principal. Oh, words cannot say thank you enough to everybody. But Dr. Barfield, you do an amazing job, and we are so excited to recognize you tonight. Dr. Mark Barfield, who is the 8th grade principal. Again, continuing that excellence, we have joining us next Mr. Sharon Bailey, who is the assistant principal at Southampton High School. Finishing out our excellence, we have the leader of the flagship, Southampton High School, Mr. Jafar Baraka. And unable to join us tonight is Mr. Vonda Gary. As it was mentioned before, she's a little under the weather. But thank you all so much for everything that you do to ensure that our students thrive and everything goes exceptionally well for everyone that you serve. Thank you.
Thank you, principals. On behalf of the entire Southampton County School Board, I want to thank you for the hard work that you do for making Southampton Public Schools great. You set the tone for everything that you do. Thank you very much. Any additional comments? Thank you. Thank you. So we are now going to move into the public comment period, but before we do, there are some people who are parents. So we usually like to take a picture of the students of the month. So if the students of the month are still here, if you follow Ms. Key and the principal out to the lobby area, we will take a picture of the students of the month, a group picture of the students of the month. Also, parents, if you would like to stay for the remainder of the meeting, I certainly invite you to do so. But if you would like to get your little ones home and do all the evening things that parents do, we certainly do understand. So we'll give you a few minutes to move to the lobby area with your children. And thank you, parents, because without you, we wouldn't be the great school systems that we are. So thank you.
Are you serious? This is it?
Can't see anything from back here.
So we're now going to move into the public comment period of our meeting. Although Virginia law does not require us payment of bills. Dr. Shannon?
Yes, ma'am. Joy Carr, the Director of Finance, will make her way to the podium.
Good evening, Dr. Goodwin, Dr. Shannon, members of the school board, and all present tonight. I would like to bring your attention to the preliminary expenditure report for the month of September. The local operating budget for the fiscal year remains at $35,877,931. Our expenditures through September 30th total $4,728,122.7. This leaves us a balance of $31,149,808.30. Please note that as of the date of this report, 13.18% has been expended from the operating budget. Also included for your review is the revenue report for the month of September, which shows revenue received from all funding sources, which includes $5,263,327.23 from our local, state, and federal funds, and $19,205.55 from food services. The September bill list has been attached to the agenda for the board's approval tonight. Are there any questions?
Any questions for Ms.
Yeah, I do have two questions on the bill list. The first one is from page 9 on the bill list. There are two entries for Inclusiveness Incorporated as a purchase service, one for $49,148.74 and the other for $20,000. What is that service?
Inclusiveness is, I believe, part of the International Teacher Program.
Right, thank you. Wasn't able to find like a reference point back, so appreciate that.
No
and the second question, it looks like there are 3 entries for purchase services for attendance at a PBIS conference in, I think it's in Chicago. I thought that we had had a conversation regarding out-of-area travel for staff development. Was there grant funding specifically available to fund that travel?
Yes, that is funded through the PBIS grant.
Thank you.
Additional questions, Ms. Clark?
Yes, the EDU Infotech International, that's the international, all that is international teachers?
Yes, ma'am.
I think Mr. Rogers got the other one that I have to highlight.
Okay, thank you.
Additional questions to Ms. Clark?
I have a question, but it's unrelated to the bills list. So I'd like to make a motion first that we approve the payment of bills.
I have a motion it's been moved by Mr. Rogers. Do we have a second?
Second.
The second by Ms. Lane to approve the bills as presented. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. So, Mr. Rogers, you had a question about budget and finance?
Yeah, I haven't seen the end of year report for a previous fiscal year. Can we expect that, or when can we expect that report to be provided to us?
Okay, I reached out to Southampton County Finance Department, and I was told that they are hoping to close the books for June, one day this week. So as soon as they close the books, they will print copies of all the reports, and we will submit those to you. You're welcome.
Ms. Carr, is it possible for us to have just the brief overview that our auditors did for us? Because they provide us a report, correct?
Which audit are you referring
For
to?
the
division level?
For the end of the year.
The division level?
Right, when they come in and look at
Yes,
everything.
we're in the middle of the audit right now, so they'll be coming they're supposed to be in the county on the week of October 27th. So that audit report should be, usually they have that done by December. So yes.
For FY25?
Yes. So yes, we can share that.
Additional questions to Ms. Carr? Thank you, Ms. Carr.
Okay, thank you.
So the next item will be use of facilities, Dr. Shannon, Camp 25.
Yes, Mr. Eric Benton and Mr. Charles Cooper are representatives of Camp 25, and they're requesting the use of Riverdale Gymnasium for volleyball practices on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from January the 6th until March the 19th, and that's from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. They do have insurance, and they're requesting a waiver of fees because they are a nonprofit organization, and the total cost is $25,665, but if the fees are waived and they pay the 5%, it's actually more like 10%, it would be $2,566.50.
We have a motion by Mr. Scott. A second by Ms. Lane to approve the Camp 25 facility request. Any discussion on the motion?
Can you go over those fees again?
Say again?
The fees that.
Sure. The fees as printed are $25,665.
But if we waive them, then.
Then they will pay $2,566.50.
What is that money?
What we've been doing in the past is that nonprofits get a discounted fee.
So it's just a discount, not waiving it altogether?
It's not a waiver,
Okay, that's right.
it's a discount for a nonprofit organization.
Thank you.
Additional questions? I do think we had a motion and a second. So all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. We have another use of facilities request, Dr. Shannon.
Sure. We have Ms. Carol Fox of Contemporary School of Dance, and she is requesting the use of Southampton High School on Friday and Saturday, May 8th and 9th for the dance recital. She's been utilizing our spaces for years, and she needs the spaces at 3:00 p.m. on Friday, and then Saturday also from 2 until 7 p.m. She does have insurance. She is charging admission, but parents get in free. Everyone else has to pay $10, and she is requesting a waiver as well of fees. Her fees come to $1,160. If the board chooses to waive the fees and give her the discounted rate, it will be $116.
Move that we accept her report coming from the Contemporary School of Dance. We have a motion by Ms. Lane. A second by, was that you, Dr. Tindall? Dr. Tindall, you do the second? A second by Dr. Tindall. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. We have another use of facilities request. Dr. Shannon is coming from Miss Hampton Roads and Miss Southampton.
All right, that request is coming from Ms. Dawkins, and it is for a Miss Hampton Roads and Miss Southampton pageant, as you stated, Dr. Goodwin. The person would like to utilize Southampton High School's auditorium, 3 classrooms, and a commons area for a scholarship pageant on December the 13th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Insurance has been secured, and she is requesting a waiver of fees. The total cost is $1,450, and if she is given the discount, she will pay $145.
That we accept the report coming from Ms. Hampton Roads and Southampton pageant.
We have a motion by Ms. Lane, a second by Mr. Smith. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. And we have a use of facilities request from Speak Life, Dr. Shannon.
Yes, Mr. Kashif Carter with the Speak Life organization is requesting the use of Southampton High School's auditorium and commons area for a beauty pageant from 10 until 6 p.m., 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on January the 17th. Insurance can be provided once approved. He is requesting a waiver of fees, and the total price is $1,160. The reduced amount will be $116 if the board chooses to provide the reduced amount.
Second. So we have a motion by Ms. Bond, a second by Ms. Lane. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. And Mr. Rogers, you added an item?
Thanks, Dr. Goodwin, I appreciate that. I have a question. I was informed before the meeting that before we made public comment on the report, that it might, the attorney had recommended that we have some time to speak in closed session regarding that comment. I'm comfortable if the board wants to move to closed session for that, that purpose before I raise the items I've got. I'd be comfortable to do so now. If not, I'm happy to proceed.
What do you want to do?
Looking for a preference from the board based on advice from our legal counsel.
So,
my concern is that it does not fall under any of the specified reasons to be. I would look see legal counsel. We don't know what it is.
well,
We're talking about our response to, or our actions coming from the board of supervisors.
well, it falls under closed session because it is a legal matter. Because remember that this all started out with the Board of Supervisors attorneys and our attorneys. So before we make a public comment, we really need to talk about any legal rights and legal obligations that we have. Because this is a report given by a law firm. And this is the law firm that was representing the Board of Supervisors, and so it is a legal matter according to seeking legal advice is a legal matter.
Be transparent.
And I'll defer to our attorney. Obviously, I am not a lawyer, but it's a publicly available document. It's not something that was only shared with us. And
But I guess, what do you want to say about the document? So, I guess what I'm trying to get to is that if there's something you as an individual want to say about a document, you're perfectly free to do that. But when the report came out, if you remember, in our special meeting, the board was informed that there would be a public meeting where the Board of Supervisors would present its report. Our board had not been informed of that meeting. So we didn't know that that was going to happen. We had no notification from their attorneys. We had no notification from their attorneys. We had no notification from the Board of Supervisors that that meeting was going to take place. So you were in the meeting when we said, let's contact our attorneys to make sure that they know that this meeting is going to take place. So,
that was all we were doing, was making sure that our attorneys knew that the Board of Supervisors meeting was happening.
So what do you want us to do tonight? I guess that's what I'm getting to. What is it that you want us to do?
I'm happy to proceed with what my recommendations are for the board to consider, and then we can decide if we're going to take action or not. So,
okay, so what are your recommendations? And I think we need to make a couple of things clear. One is that, I don't know about you, but I haven't received a full report. What I have received is an executive summary, and our board received that report the day after it was made public. So we never, so apparently, some people got information that others did not get, but I got the report from our attorneys.
Madam Chair, we all received it in an email from Mr. Thrower the day after the meeting, and it's publicly available on the Southampton County website. The day after the meeting, correct?
The Friday morning when he said it would be available to all public.
Right.
It was not made available to anyone until Friday morning when,
But
it was emailed to us.
But if you wanted answers to questions, then we could have gotten the questions earlier. So I think that's where the difference comes in. I think that we need to make a distinction between the executive summary and a report. Because what I've seen is an executive summary. And my understanding is that an executive summary is just an overview of a longer report. So today, I haven't seen the report. I've seen the executive summary of the report, but I haven't seen a report.
True. Those of us that were at the meeting on Thursday could tell you that the actual report is about 8 feet tall of paper. So that isn't what was publicly shared with anyone.
For me, I don't care if it's 10 feet tall, I want to see the actual report and not just somebody else's summary of the report before I would feel comfortable making any kind of public comment. So to me, to date, we haven't seen a report, so I can't comment on the executive summary.
You're the board chair, you should have.
Since, Mr. Rogers said that, you know, if we have concerns, we would rather take it to closed session, then I would like to make a motion that the board take it to closed session, that the board discuss it rather than individuals giving feelings and opinions and whatever. I would like for the board to have a discussion about the information, and then we come back at another time.
So is that a motion, Ms.
Yes,
Hall?
ma'am.
So we have a motion by Ms. Hall, and a second by Mr. Smith, that the board will discuss the matter in closed session pursuant to Virginia Freedom of Information Act, 711A1 and 2, 7 and 8. So we do have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion?
Yes, I don't believe that discussion is covered under FOIA and our ability to go into closed session. We could seek counsel in closed session regarding the report and our commentary. However, our discussion of the report cannot be held in closed session.
Legal advice is held in closed session.
That was not what the motion was.
So would you rephrase your motion to say legal advice?
I'd like to make a motion that we receive legal advice concerning the information.
Would you second that, Mr. Smith? So it's been corrected, that the motion then is that we will receive legal advice concerning the report in closed session before the board makes a comment. And we have a motion and a second on that. So any further discussion on the motion? So all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Then the matter will be in closed session. So 2 abstentions. So all in favor, let's vote again just to be clear. All in favor, please raise your hands. So we have, okay. Any nays? Any abstentions? Okay, so that's 2 abstentions and 7 yeses. Okay. So now we're down to other reports. So this is the superintendent's report. And the first item, Dr. Shannon, I think you have some general comments to make.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to invite our board members to our October the 16th inaugural Athletic Hall of Fame banquet. It's at 6:00 p.m. It's an invitation-only event. The honorees are going to be persons who were drafted either by the NFL or Major League Baseball or who played sports overseas. And some of the honorees are Mr. Darius Bell, we have Vernon Bryant, Joseph Leroy Dale Jr., Percy Ellsworth, Tyron Hunt, Walker Gillette, Herman Duke Grant, Timothy Grant, Cyrus Lawrence, Ashley Lee, Riddick Parker, Hunter Peck, John Rawls Sr., Greg Scott, and Douglas Hines. So on Thursday of this week, we will be honoring these gentlemen for their outstanding performance in athleticism at our inaugural Athletic Hall of Fame banquet. And this is Thursday at 6:00, and it'll be right here in the Commons. So 6:00 is basically the meet and greet, and the program will start at 6:30. We will actually have the pleasure of having a number of our students assist us during this time. We have seniors from the football team who will be here as well to help. We have our culinary arts students. We have some of our SCA students, Student Council Association, who will be here as well. So we're excited about just pulling together our resources so that students are able to see some of the things that they can aspire to do and be. And again, this event is Thursday. So thank you all, and I would appreciate it if you all are able to attend, if you would join us. Next, the test scores. People have mentioned them multiple times, but I'm very careful just not to comment on the test scores right now because VDOE still has had numerous delays in the release of these test scores and school designations. So we worked basically all last week digging through the data, and we created a document and sent that document to VDOE on Friday, and that document was based on the preliminary testing data. However, we have not received a response from VDOE yet, and again, we sent that report on Friday, haven't received a response yet, but we are waiting a response. Now, the designations are supposed to be released this week, but they keep changing it. So as soon as the designations are released, of course, I will be happy to opine on test scores. Then one other matter that has come up is the lights at Capron. And so right now we do have legal counsel looking at some of the information regarding those lights. One of the issues that we have is has been funding to get the lights corrected. The powers that be really have no appetite for assisting with funding to correct the issue. But I will say that Mr. Melby does plan to meet with a company on Thursday, and they're actually coming down, and they will talk about, basically next steps. And then Mr. Melby, Dr. Melby, representatives from the company, they'll get together, draft up a proposal, and then, like I said, our attorneys are working on something as well. So we'll see what the solution is for the lights. I think one of the big concerns is that the lights are now being utilized for citations, but it's my understanding that those citations are not written if the lights are not functioning properly. So, and then they also have to review them as well.
And Dr. Shannon, I apologize. I remember at a couple of meetings ago, maybe August, we were talking about trying to see the MOU that we had with the Sheriff's Department. Were we ever able to get a copy of that?
No, ma'am. We submitted the MOU that we brought to the board. We submitted it back with our recommendations. And since such time, we've not received anything back from the Sheriff's Department or from the county administrator, because it's not just the Sheriff's Department working on it. The county administrator is playing a big role in this as well.
Okay. But you mean like from the first time that we did, like a year ago when we first started talking about this?
So
the MOU then?
That there was, let me say this. I do not have a copy of a MOU that was signed years ago. Okay. And the MOU that we had at the August board meeting was not about the lights,
right?
Remember?
Yeah.
That was about safety and security.
Right.
A board member recommended that we add lights and everything else into that MOU. So that's how that was going to be added. And now that we're trying to add that to the MOU is being held up. Yeah, but if the MOU was just on its face, the way it was written about safety and security, it probably would have been passed by now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that when the sheriff first came to talk to us, whenever that was a while ago, about the lights, that there was an MOU created then about, who was responsible, because Ms. Bond, we had talked about the cost, because originally in that meeting, I believe it was you that had asked, well, who would be paying for this kind of stuff? And we were told then that the school system would not be responsible for paying.
And that's been part of the problem. We were told a number of things, and now that we're asking, it's not happening. So we're trying to work through it as best we can.
Okay, thank you.
At that very first meeting when he came, not only did I ask about not paying for it, but I asked who would be responsible for the lights, because if they were going to issue citations from it, I didn't want the lights to be in our purview and our control. And at that meeting, we were told that yes, the sheriff's department was going to take that over, it would all be handled by them. But then the MOU would need to be redone, which was not done. And I think when we went back to ask the questions, that's when it came back to light that no, we're still going to be responsible, which I still have a lot of difficulty with, because it should not be in our control. If they're issuing tickets by it, I feel strongly the sheriff's department should be managing the lights, not the school system. Right, or we should get the money from it.
All right, next, I would like to call Mrs. Kelly Gillette to the podium. She's our Director of Curriculum and Instruction, and she will provide an instructional report.
Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Goodwin, Dr. Shannon, board members, and all present. I do have the October instructional report for you. The topics we're going to look at are going to be the Virginia Literacy Act, our fall student growth assessments from the BDOE, upcoming professional development, and then dates to remember for our Title I family read nights. For our Virginia Literacy Act update, I want to let everyone know that the VALS testing, which the VALS testing took the place of the PALS testing that we had done for years and years. It's now called the VALS testing. Students in grades 1 through 3 had this administered the week of September 15th. And also students that scored basic or below basic on their spring reading SLLs in grades 4 through 8. They were given the assessment September 22nd that week. We want to have a special thanks for our elementary reading specialists. They assisted the middle school with the VALS testing, and this is the first time that middle school has done the VALS testing, and our reading specialists were very familiar with it, so they were able to go in and help the teachers and pull the kids and quickly get it done. We had planned for possibly taking 5 days with that many students, but our reading specialists knocked it out in 2.5 days. So reading plans have been sent home for all students in grades 1 through 3, and the 4 through 8, they're currently being developed based on the VALS testing. Parents and guardians on the parent-teacher conference night, they have the opportunity to come in and help write their student reading plan, their individual reading plan, and that was, of course, like I said, October 6th. So we anticipate the 4th and 5th graders, their reading plans go home this week. Also with the 6 through 8, we're looking at the week of October 20th. Now, who's left for VALS testing is our kindergarten. They begin this week. And those student reading plans will go home as soon as the testing is finished and they're completed. And also our early intervention reading initiative, that's going to begin October 27th. Oops. Our fall growth assessments, this is from the BDOE, and this is something we've been doing for several years now. It is state mandated for reading and math in grades 3 through 8. This assessment is approximately half the length of a regular SLL, and our upcoming dates for fall are October 27th that week, and then we'll have a mid-year growth assessment in January, and then of course followed by our SLLs in May. And teachers use this baseline data from the SGA for their students. Upcoming professional development. So when it ended, when we're going to have our end of our 9 weeks and everything, it just so happened that the day fell on October 31st with Halloween. We're going to have Edmentum courseware training for our middle and high school, and also Edmentum exact math training for elementary. We'll have Spire STAR training for special education. And also on November 3rd, we're going to invite the families to come in to help with the student reading plans for 4 through 8. We continue our professional development with Houghton Mifflin Harcourt for our middle and high schools. And dates to remember, our family read night at each elementary school And they all start at 5 o'clock, but you can see Riverdale is October 16th, Nottaway is October 22nd, Capron on October 29th, and lastly, Maharon on October 30th. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Any questions for Ms. Gillette?
I've got one, Ms. Gillette. How many of our students in elementary are reading on grade level right now?
Well, the VALS testing does not give a particular grade level. Usually with PALS, they would do a word list and they have a reading pad, and it would give them an exact level, whether it be primer, first grade, second grade. But the VALS testing doesn't do that. We look at STAR to perform that, and this being our 4.5-week benchmark and then being out for the summer, we don't have a settled down reading reading level for each student yet.
Okay. When would we expect that?
Well, we have the STAR testing, like I said, that's going on. We'll have the student growth assessments that are done in October. So hopefully we'll have that information probably in November for a meeting.
Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question. The VALS data, you can give us how many kids are at risk on target. There's like 3 categories.
Yes.
So can you give us those breakdowns?
Sure. Sure can.
Additional questions? Comments?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Gillette. Next, we have Dr. Melby. And Dr. Melby will talk about our maintenance, operations, and student transportation.
Hey, good evening, Dr. Goodwin, Dr. Shannon, board. Just a couple of rundowns of updates for you, what's going on. We did have our state annual state fire marshal visit recently. Fantastic. He was very, very impressed. One thing that was new that he brought up was that all of our staff has to be trained with fire extinguishers. So right now, teachers all have, the principals all have the information to share with their staff. So it's like a 12-minute video, a handout. They just have to know how to use it. Not expecting anybody to be a firefighter or anything. They don't have to stand up or anything. But just so that they have that in their toolbox. The health building out back has started to receive deliveries last week. The site work has begun as well. The windows at the middle school last month, I told you I sent the report back because it was not good enough. They have sent it back. I put it in with your board packet so that we can look at it. If you guys have any questions that come up, and then we can explore funding options for that project. A big piece that comes out of that, because the middle school and Capron were both built at the exact same time, we won't have to redo this study again if we choose to look at replacing windows at Capron in the future. The modulars, last month, I told you we were waiting a plumbing inspection. We had some issues, had to correct them. They were really basic things, but we got through that, got those all taken care of. And as we got into the final inspections, we had a couple more pieces that needed to be addressed so that we can pass our final inspection there. At Hunterdale, our Fresh Start students have been there since the beginning of school. Food services was the kind of the sticky point with that one, of making sure we were staying in compliance with the state with our offer versus serve. And so we started a new process today, so the students are able to order their lunches, and we are following in, and everything it went fairly well today, from what I understand. Any questions?
Any questions for Dr. Melvin?
A question about the fire extinguisher. You said that the principals have the video or the...
I created a Google file that has their sign-in sheet, the video, the handout, and the information from the fire marshal. Okay. It's all in one file together so they can access that. Staff is able to watch the video and sign off that they completed that.
Okay, so that we can track who's... Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I have to submit that back to the fire marshal the end of this month.
Okay. I don't know if this is covered by you. I think it is. If not,
probably.
I apologize. Right, just the doer of all things. The new law about stop and bleed and the.
So we had bleed kits placed at schools last year.
Okay.
So we do have them. We need to reevaluate because I think When we put them in last year was about this time, no, it was November last year when they went in.
Okay.
So we need to go back and look to see expiration dates.
Okay.
Because we did, I mean, it was like 1,000 of those little packets to go and make sure that they are all still in date. Because they had to send some back, because they sent them to us and they were already out of date.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, and I haven't read through the entire, you know, the new laws and everything. I wasn't sure if what we already had complied with the law when it went into effect, so we're good.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
That was part of last year's safety check, went through and did that. So.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Bus route running smoothly.
It's interesting at times. We've had a flux of bus drivers, you know, a couple come in, a couple go out, and we're making adjustments along the way. We did look at a few routes last week where things were not as efficient as they should have been. So we made some adjustments on a couple of routes to make sure kids are getting to school and home at an appropriate time.
We contract for our custodial services, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any checks and balances in place? Just because I always have to use the bathroom when I get here after my hour drive, and we're just starting school and the bathrooms are not, where they don't look like they've really been cleaned or cleaned.
I have met with and taken this all up, elevated it as a concern. So it is being addressed. Yes, ma'am.
Just to piggyback on this, King, I was gonna ask about, what exactly do they do in these schools? Because I've heard a lot of complaints that they're not cleaning the schools.
Yes, ma'am, and that was something I addressed right away when it was brought. Started with, you know, went through the chain of command, and so I've escalated.
Who's the company?
HES?
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, I think it's Highland Educational Services. Environmental Services, excuse me.
Have we had any discussion at all about the potential of either contracting with a different company or doing something different? Like, are we to the point now that we need to be looking at
We're still in the first year with these guys, and so we are working through some kinks to make sure we are getting addressed appropriately, because it did not hit the standard at the beginning of school that I was looking for. And so that was very bluntly put to their manager.
And in talking to some people that work for the company, some of the things that they were promised have not come to fruition either. And
that we haven't delivered?
No, that AGS has not delivered. So that was why I was asking if at some point that becomes the conversation that we need to either go with a different company or do something different.
And keeping in mind, if we were to change companies, those employees are now employees of HES. So if we change companies, there's no guarantee that those employees will be with the next company either. So just that little side tip to keep in mind.
Do you know by any chance, ballpark, how many of our previous employees?
Our legacy employees, I'm
Correct,
not
are still
100%
with
on the
HES.
percentage. I've seen a few actually leave and come back with HES. There was a couple that left before HES took over that have since come back on HES's staff. But I don't know the exact number.
No, I wouldn't expect you to. I just wondered, what kind of turnover they were seeing too.
Yes, Mr. Rogers.
My question is actually, I think, for Ms. Artis. I didn't see in my board packet the report that you referenced. Yes, from Tremco. So whenever you've got that, if it can just get emailed to us, I'd be happy to take it that way.
Was that something you already have, Mr. Miller?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's
and I can.
it's update.
Yeah, so I can send it back to you. Yeah.
last one on, like, do we have a time frame for when HES is gonna get back to, step it up? Because
Well, that was, I met with the regional supervisor on Thursday, and he had a response Friday of their updates that they're changing.
Additional questions from Mr. Melvin?
Thank you very much.
Dr. Shannon?
So, I have nothing further on that report.
No,
I
just,
now have Dr. Harris Muhammad, who will come forward and she will discuss the clear backpack policy. This is a first read.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Madam Vice Chair, all school board members, Madam Superintendent. Good evening. Before you, in your packet of information, is for a first read, the clear backpack policy. The purpose of the clear backpack policy is to continue to enhance our safety and security measures within the school environment and to maintain a clear focus on educating all students regardless of where they reside in our school division. Over the past few years since I've been serving as your hearing officer, we have had in the administrative office a number of cases that has risen to the discussion of expulsion because students are bringing illegal vapes, included in those vapes THC or some other form of nicotine. When you read your school board policies and the student behavior administrative response codes, those items start at a level 3 and they can also go to a level 5. And so one of the things that I would like for us to continue to do is be proactive and not reactive. Along with this, we will also have to amp up our safety and security measures as students enter the building in the morning or whenever time they enter in the building. An additional purpose of this is to ensure that we can continue with effective and efficient learning throughout the school day in our classrooms, in our commons areas, wherever our students are on buses. I have heard cases where several of our students are vaping on buses. We have cameras on many of our school buses. We also have active cameras throughout our school buildings. And we have students who are, in my terminology, brave enough to break out a vape, to take out a vape and begin to vape within our buildings. It is illegal to do so, to bring THC, any type of illegal substance into our building as well as nicotine, excuse me. So before you for a first read, I would love to receive your feedback through the superintendent. I would like to add that feedback into the current policy that you have before you to see if we can strengthen it, to see if we can have some collaboration on communication and discussion in terms of how we can continue to keep all of our students safe regardless of what is going on in our school buildings. And at this time, and excuse me, before I take any questions, the clear backpack policy will also apply to our staff and any visitors that come into our buildings that attend any of our games or any activities on our school campuses. And at this time, I will take any questions.
When are you wanting this to go into effect?
For the 26-27 school year, and this is why, if I may, Ms. King, is because we need the ability to communicate this to our community. I do not want to throw this out into the community, and we have families that will struggle, to be very honest with you, trying to maintain a clear backpack. So for the 26-27 school year.
Who's responsible for purchasing?
The families will be responsible for purchasing the clear backpack, except if they fall under our McKinney-Vento program, then that program will provide support to those students. And foster care too, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Rogers.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Do we have samples of this from any other school divisions or from VSBA of any similar policy that we've done, or is this just homegrown? I'm just curious where we...
That's a great question. So I pulled some information from Hopewell City Public Schools, who led the Commonwealth with the first clear backpack policy. Given Petersburg City Public Schools is similar in number and size in terms of students and staff. And also I read the clear backpack policy for Richmond City Public Schools as well. A little larger, but similar in terms of some activities and some challenges and barriers that our students face.
And second question is,
Sure.
have we done any follow-up with our students and with our families for their feedback on a draft? I'd really like to have some information on if they feel like this is a step that helps them to feel more safe and secure, if they feel it's overly burdensome. First read, my gut reaction was like it kind of feels like it's a pretty drastic step to go to an immediate clear backpack policy. I get next school year to prevent some students that are willfully engaging in prohibited behaviors from engaging in those prohibited behaviors by enforcing another policy that they may or may not follow. So I'd be interested in some stakeholder feedback from the parents and families and probably our staff, just to see if they think this is going to be an enforcement issue in addition to how burdensome it is.
Sure, great. Thank you for that. And I can surely, absolutely begin that process with the superintendent's blessing and direction to make sure we gain knowledge of stakeholder feedback, including our students. Thank you for that. Absolutely.
The policies that you reviewed also have for staff to have clear backpacks as well?
Only at activity, only at school functions.
And is that what we're proposing here?
Yes, ma'am.
So like, I just know that teachers have big work bags and they would have to have like multiple clear bags or some.
Only at activities, school functions and things like that. Yes, ma'am. Great question. Thank you for that. Yes, ma'am.
Isn't there a device that detects a vape when you walk to the door?
We have vape machines in some of our buildings. We need to amp that up, and also and I don't know how to do that, so let me be clear. I'm not safety and security, but I'm working with the safety and security specialists to ensure that we can catch some of this before they enter into the building.
And let me piggyback on your Petersburg. I was at Petersburg.
Certainly.
They did implement the clear backpacks. They were coming in, roll through, and you could see everything in the backpack. It's a great idea, but I don't remember how they obtained the money to give a kid a backpack. So now you're saying they have to buy a backpack.
They would be responsible for purchasing the clear backpack. How?
Grant that could happen to buy backpacks and then be uniform. Everybody would have the same backpack.
I can find that out for you if there is a grant out there that can support our families. Absolutely.
Resources was gonna be part of my question. When I looked, like last night, you can look on Amazon, you can get a backpack for $10, $15, $20. You're not crazy expensive, you can get a clear backpack. But in here, I do see in the resource provision, it says that the school division may provide them to students in need or offer assistance. But I think we need to put some definition around what defines need. You know, we're gonna do it based on poverty level. It needs to be something simple that they can prove it. So whatever we're already doing for food service, whatever.
Absolutely.
Information.
i.e. our students who have been identified unhoused or in foster care. Yes, ma'am, I can strengthen that, absolutely. Thank you for that feedback.
I would put McKinney into like that.
Additional comments? Additional comments?
I do. So, and I know that this has been a discussion in lots of other school divisions that have gone, and so I noticed that at the end you have the permitted exceptions, a small transparent pouch for personal hygiene, that kind of stuff, because, yeah. And banned instruments and sports-specific carrying cases, which obviously I know we need, I can think of baseball and softball come to mind because they are the special bags, that have the bats and that kind of stuff. So if we're gonna allow all of those kids to bring those bags in, what difference does it make if everybody else's bags are clear? Because if I'm a kid that's bound and determined to do something that is wrong. I'm gonna find a way in these exceptions to do what's wrong, and I agree with, it was either Mr. Rogers or Ms. King who said, this is kind of, to me, this is the equivalent of you two were talking and now everyone has silent lunch. Or, you know, you two are misbehaving and now nobody gets recess, because we're, in essence, punishing all of the kids and requiring another financial burden on our families solely for the kids who can't behave.
But perhaps another way to look at that is that we're being proactive, just in terms of student behavior, you know. So it's like saying that we don't need the detectors for students to walk through in the mornings because people who want to bring in, you know, something illegal are going to do it anyway. So I see what you're saying, but you could look at it as a proactive way to approach student behavior as opposed to a punitive action for student behavior.
And I can see both schools of thought with that. I can see it being received one of two ways. Either parents are going to say, that's great, they're being proactive and I'm happy to do it, or the exact opposite of that's an invasion. So I really think at this point, what Mr. Rogers suggested is very important. I think we need feedback from family stakeholders. This is where we need guidance from them before we move forward. So I would suggest that we survey them and see the direction they'd like us to go.
Including the staff and the administration, because the administration are going to be the ones that have to enforce this policy on a daily basis. So.
And I can see it being difficult to enforce, because you're right, you have exceptions, and one of them being the non-transparent or personal hygiene items. A baby's going to fit in a small, non-transparent personal hygiene bag. So
exactly.
You'd be surprised what you can buy to conceal such illegal things that
exactly.
look like personal hygiene items.
Yeah,
and I'm still learning those things, all of those things. But to your point, Dr. Tindall, that is not the purpose of the clear backpack policy, is to burden our families. It is not. But what I'm sharing with the board, as I have shared with the the school board discipline committee, is that it is a deep concern for us as a division. And I did receive feedback from our safety and security specialists and several of our administrators on the secondary level, because this is where it's happening the most on our secondary level. So I would not bring forth a in-depth policy such as this without first seeking my colleagues for some feedback. But thank you so very much. Your feedback is well taken. It is important to note that, and in no way is this policy to burden our families, but the feedback to receive the stakeholder information is valuable. So thank you for that.
Additional questions or comments for Dr. Harris-Muhammad?
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Sharon?
All right, thank you. That concludes the superintendent's report. Next, we'll look at attendance.
Yep, please.
All right. So our projected attendance was 2,115 students, and we currently have 2,350 students enrolled. The winner for the Student Attendance Award is Nottoway Elementary School with 98.94%. And the winner for teacher attendance is Capron Elementary School with 98.4%.
Thank you. The Code of Virginia specifies the school board members are to participate in professional development annually. In the past, we have met this requirement by going to the Virginia School Boards Association's annual convention. And we plan to do that this year, so if you're interested in going to the annual convention, you need to let Ms. Artist know. You have a sign up or anything, Ms. Artist? Okay, so you need to let Ms. Artist know if you plan to go to Williamsburg, or if you want to participate virtually, or just what you want to do. But it's November the 19th to the 21st. It's in Williamsburg. But if you plan to participate, whether in person or virtual, please let Ms. Artist know. It's especially important to plan to participate in person. You have several announcements, and I assume you want to go through those announcements.
Sure. So the first announcement is National School Lunch Week. And National School Lunch Week is, this week actually, October 13th through 17th. And we just like to recognize our cafeteria staff for the great job that they do. And we look forward to us participating in the theme, which is Taste the World. And the reason that they chose this theme is because of the increasingly number of diverse students that we have in our schools. And so it's a national theme for us to taste the world. We're a school passport. So it's inviting everyone to enjoy various local cuisines in the cafeteria. Next, we have Virginia Farm to School Week, and that was held last week, October the 6th through the 10th. And it was one of the big highlights of the Virginia Farm to School Week is the Crunch Herd Around the Commonwealth. And that was scheduled for Thursday, October 9th. And on that day, students, staff, and community members took a synchronized bite of a Virginia-grown apple to raise awareness for farm to school initiatives and underscore the importance of local food systems. We also have National Bullying Prevention Month this month. And the theme for National Bullying Prevention Month is Togetherness Against Bullying, United for Kindness, Acceptance, and Inclusion. And we normally wear orange for Unity Day, so I'm assuming that we'll probably do that as well this year. Then we have School Bus Safety Week, which is October 20th through the 24th. And again, our bus drivers, they help to set the tone for the day because they're the first people that our students see when they're getting ready to go to school. And so we will emphasize school bus safety during that particular week. And then we have the Great Southeast Shakeout, and that is October the 17th. And the Great Southeast Shakeout, it'll take place at 10:16 a.m. exactly, and it's an annual event that's a part of a nationwide earthquake preparedness initiative. And it's designed to educate schools, businesses, and communities about how to protect themselves before, during, and even after an earthquake.
Thank you.
Yes, I would like to continue with the lunch at what time does lunch start at the elementary school?
Every school is different, so then we talk afterwards, and I can give you the time.
You have several, school calendars are included with your board material. Please, look over those calendars and go to as many activities as your schedule will permit, and we'll make sure that you get information about school lunch week and the times that you can go have lunch at one of the schools. We'll make sure that you get that information. So now we're down to matters on the board, and Dr. Tindall, who has a report on CSEP.
Thank you. I attended the CSEP board meeting 2 weeks ago. And the biggest thing that they were talking about, and Ms. Hobbs may be able to give a little more information, she was in on it at the beginning. CSEP decided that they were going to do an educational program review. And so they worked with the research arm of Virginia Beach Schools, and they looked at kind of a comprehensive overview of all of the programs and HR, finance, everything that had to do with CSEP, and provided that report to all of the board members. I have it if anybody wants to see it or wants a copy of it. It was given to us at the meeting. And one of the things that they did was they went through and identified what the practice was like, the mission and vision, talked about what was already going on, and then gave strengths and areas for growth. And what they're going to do now is go through all of those areas for growth and start addressing them kind of one by one, depending on what the program was or what they need to do in order to enhance the overall CSEP program. We did also get the HR report for them. They currently are reporting only one teacher vacancy, so awesome. But are still working on hiring some of the paraprofessionals. You know, they have a whole lot more teacher assistants than even than teachers. So they're still working on doing that. And our next board meeting is in December, I think. Yeah, in December. So if anybody wants to see the review, I have it.
Thank you. Thank you for representing us on CSEP board. So pursuant to section 2.2-3711A 1, 2, 7, and 8 of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, the board upon a motion and a second will convene in a closed meeting to consider the following matters: classified and certified personnel appointments and resignations, non-resident student application request, student discipline report, stipends for mentors, special education lead teachers, and teachers teaching extra blocks, a proposed resolution of certain litigation involving the Southampton County School Board, and to receive legal advice concerning a report prepared for the Southampton County Board of Supervisors on a lawful response to that report. At the end of the closed session, the board will return to this area to take any necessary action on closed session matters if needed. So we do need a motion to go into closed session. We have a motion by Ms. Lane, a second by Ms. Hobbs. All in favor, please say aye. So the board will now move to, we're going to where we're meeting tonight, the closed session. Okay, so we now go to the library for the closed session meeting, and after closed session, we'll return to this area to take